1 or 2 yard line.
And again, what Lynn English is trying to do is take the play that has the least likely chance to foul up on them, the quarterback sneak, take some time off the clock because they've got plenty of time to punch it in, and just methodically bang it into the end zone.
This is a big series of downs for Classical. It's going to be a big momentum boost for English to get one just before halftime and go in with a 3-touchdown lead. Gilbert, the lone running back behind Jenkins. Jenkins takes the snap, falls forward. I don't think they're going to give it to him. He's going to come up short.
No, he's short. He's short by about maybe 8 or 10 inches.
Yeah, he's about the nose of the football to hit that white line.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we'll see if they do it around the 3rd time. We've seen in the past where English has put Landry and Laro and the big people in the backfield blocking to give them extra blockers in the backfield. That along with Kavanaugh and everybody else. Jenkins lines up. He's got Gilbert and Morris in the backfield. To give to Gilbert, pounds in off the right side, goes in standing up. So Gilbert gets the touchdown. The score jumps to 20, and I'm sure we're going to see Jimmy Smith try to make it 21.
And again, the Classical defense was all pinch in the middle, trying to stop the quarterback sneak. They were all giving their bodies up in the middle of that line, and Jenkins just handed the ball off to Gilbert, and he cut it right up the right side and took it into the end zone.
There you see him going in, standing up.
Yeah.
Todd Gilbert, he's had a fine year. I remember a lot of people, Clark on the show the other night said people thought he was crazy when he played him as a freshman. And he's come along to be a real good football player, and he's got another year besides, so he'll be even better next year. The snap is high. Jenkins looked like he wanted to try and throw the football. He couldn't get it down because the snap was too high, so the 5 points are no good. English on top 20-0 with about a minute and a half to play in the first half. It's going to be Jimmy Smith kicking off again.
And that Classical stopped that play primarily because the snap was high, and Lynn English probably has a play, as every team does, that if the snap's high, whoever the holder is looks either for a receiver or somebody to dump the ball to, but Classical players were all over him. He didn't have much of an opportunity to do that. They stopped the play.
While we have a short break, we'd like to thank our many sponsors for today's football game, allowing us to bring it to you. Stat Courier Service of Lynn, Fosse Pizza, Athens Fuel, Atlantic Medical Center, and Standard of Lynn. Thanks to their cooperation and their sponsorship, we're able to bring this football game to you today. And as we mentioned before, give these young men some exposure on the tube. I know everybody asked me, are we going to get on and what game are we going to do? They're all interested in being on TV, and thanks to our many sponsors, we're able to do these games, and as we say, get some exposure for the high school football teams, and so some of the coaches in college can look at them and maybe get a scholarship for somebody. Who knows? Jimmy Smith is making a career out of kicking off here and using his foot here in the first half. As he gets set, he line drives it. It's going to be Cox again, back at the 11-yard line. Stutter steps, gets hit and knocked down at about the 28-yard line. And Sean Camito came up and hit him. Nice open field tackle. There haven't been many people who were able to do that one-on-one against Carvel all year.
No, Carvel was coming right back up the middle like he had done in the previous kickoff returns, and Mr. Camito just hit him right between the 2 numbers on his chest and put him down on the turf.
So it's 1st and 10, Classical to 28, and we'll see what they try to do here in just over a minute to play here in the first half. We'll see if they run it out and try to regroup at halftime, or if they maybe put it up and try to get some points on the board. Now Durant didn't like what he saw, and he thought maybe the clock was running down. He didn't want to pick up a 5-yard penalty, so he calls a timeout and goes over to talk about it on the sidelines. So we see a good shot of Durant with Dave Dempsey in the white jacket, the head coach.
And what do you tell your quarterback at this point? You're 20 points behind. Your offense has probably gained a total of maybe 60 yards in the first half. And there's about a minute and a half left to play. You've got 70 yards to travel with the ball to get in the end zone. I don't know. We got to come up with a play here somehow.
Well, they've got people who can break it. Cox can break it. Johnson can break it.
Yeah, and that's what they need, John. They need a big play out of one of their superior athletes here.
They got to get something to give them a little bit of juice and pick them up a little bit. They break out now. And they may go to that shotgun formation as we see. Durant goes in motion. Starts upfield. Cox takes it. Gets across the 30-yard line. Out to about the 33 or 34-yard line. Picks up 5 or 6 on the play.
And it looks to me like they're depending on the physical talents of Mr. Cox here in the latter stages of the first half to try and break one for him. Give him a big gainer so they can get down with an opportunity to score.
Well, in a situation like this, English is going to be playing like 2 or 3 center fielders deep, not letting them get behind them with a pass play. So maybe they figure if they're a little loose in the middle, if Cox breaks the initial line of scrimmage, he has the ability to beat those defenders running with the football and maybe get a block downfield and maybe either pick up a long gain or maybe even go for a touchdown.
Sure. I think that's exactly what the coaching staff from Classical is hoping for.
We see Lowry and Vaughn and Morris are back maybe 20 or 30 yards from the line of scrimmage. Vaughn is all the way back almost to his, well, now he moves up near midfield. Durant goes in motion again. The snap this time goes to Boyd. Looking downfield, he's got Durant. Durant with the catch. Runs it out of bounds. Good heads-up play.
Okay, and that's just a case of Classical taking advantage of what Lynn English wants to give him. Lynn English, as you said, is playing him deep. And on that play, he just breaks it down 10 yards, cuts it out. Here he comes in motion. He lays it out there for him right in the old breadbasket, and he takes it down 15, 20 yards and breaks it out of bounds to stop the clock.
We said good heads-up play because the scoreboard clock said over a minute left, but they were way off because it's now halftime. So the score at halftime is 20-0, Lynn English on top. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Do you feel like your oil man is always there? The professionals at Athens Fuel specialize in repairing and replacing old furnaces with modern ones to save you money. Call Athens Fuel in Lynn, 598-5329.
For many couples today, the dream of having children remains only a dream. However, there are solutions to the many problems of infertility, such as in vitro fertilization. For more information, call Atlantic Care, the North Shore's Medical Center.
Having a baby is something you plan for all your life. Birth is the beginning of life and the beginning of the next generation. Your care during pregnancy is important to the quality of that life.
When you need a limo, you need Farsi's Limousine Service. Whether it's a special event, a sporting event, Farsi's Limousine Service will cater to your every need. Avoid the hassles. Let Farsi's Limousine Service take you and your friends out to the ball game.
This season, we're offering package deals for you sports fans for Celtics, Patriots, and Bruins tickets. We also specialize in bus tours.
So call 598-4203, mention this ad, and you will receive a free bottle of champagne. We're looking forward to serving you.
That's good. As we come back, you see a shot there of Mayor Al DiVigilio, flanked by Dick Ruth, Athletic Director at Classical, and Bill Hall, Athletic Director of Lynn English, making a presentation to Len Caravan, who is the fine gentleman who takes care of this Manning Bowl, did a fine job. And John, he's got a job and a half with everything that goes on here to keep this up and keep everybody happy. He needs more than a plaque.
Yeah, probably needs a few aspirins, but he certainly has done a super job over the years. And you know, I hear that he is going to retire next year, and a sad day for the city of Lynn, but we wish him our best.
No question. He's been great for the kids in high school sports here at Manning Bowl. And you gotta enjoy high school sports to be able to work here.
You really do, and Lenny does.
We're going to get set for the second half kickoff. It'll be English getting the ball to start the third period. They lead 20-0. And it's Mark Durgan who'll be doing the kicking off. Arsenal, 26, is the deep man to the near side. Brian Vaughn is in the middle, and Damon Morris, the deep man, to the far side. 20-0, the Bulldogs on top at halftime. Durgan gets in the football, and the second half is underway. It's Vaughn picking it up at about the 22-yard line. Good return out across the 35. The ball's on the ground, and we'll wait and see. Classical saying they have it, but we're going to wait for the official. They're still unpiling him.
Classical ball.
Cowbell Cox. And the first half started this way with English getting a big break getting the football. And let's see if English can take advantage, Classical can take advantage like English did.
Yeah, this is the break they needed, especially at this time of the ball game. If they can put some points on the board here, they can get right back into it.
Cox comes up with the football, and the Rams have it at the English 40-yard line. They're in the bone. Lemon, the fullback. Cox and Johnson, the halfback. Durant, rolling down the line, pitches. The ball's on the ground. Still on the ground. English might have got it back. English is saying they got it. The ball rolled around, and it's Greg Landry, I believe, who come up with the football.
That's really too bad for Lynn Classical because after recovering the fumble on the kickoff, they had an opportunity to get back into the ball game, and immediately on the first play, the quarterback seemed like he slipped a little bit in making the pitch. The pitch never got to the halfback, and ball was on the ground, and an English player jumped on it.
And the ball bounced like it normally does. This time it took an English bounce again. But English had good penetration that time, forcing Durant. I think Durant would rather go further down the line before he makes the pitch.
Yeah, they forced the pitch early.
Laro goes in motion to the near side. Jenkins drops back, hits Laro in the flat, gets knocked out of bounds inside Classical territory at about the 48-yard line by Bill Lemon.
This is a nice little play that picks them up the 8 yards that they want on first down. Now this puts them in a position where they can do most anything.
Kevin Lowry did a good job of going down, clearing out the secondary. He went deep and brought the halfback with him, and the linebacker couldn't get out there quick enough to pick up Lowry before he made the 8 yards. Manzo flanked to the near side. Jenkins looking to throw. Slips a little bit and throws the ball into the dirt, incomplete.
Good pressure that time, John, by 72 from Lynn Classical, James Cabrew. He came right up the middle and put a good lick on Jenkins right when he was letting the ball go, and that's why the ball came up short.
Looked like they were guessing pass, too, because Cox, the halfback, had blitzed as well and was on top of Jenkins, so he really had no chance. He was lucky to get the ball off. He
Very
didn't
lucky.
Get a loss on the play. 3rd down and 2. To give to Gilbert off the right side, bangs his way across the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Todd Gilbert running well for English.
Yeah, real well, and you know, the holes are there. They're not huge, but they're there, and he's breaking the line of scrimmage, and then he's picking up some additional yardage on his own ability.
As we mentioned, this is his 3rd year in this Thanksgiving Day game. He played as a freshman, and so he's an experienced football player, but he plays both ends of the football, and he does an excellent job both ways. Smith and Manzo flanked to the near side. They give to Vaughn off the right side. Look, using that speed, gets to about the 36-yard line. Picked up about 6 on the play, so big gains on first down. That makes it very easy for the offense.
Yeah, it really does. It sets up for just about anything they want to do when Classical has a tough time guessing based on the down and yardage situation. But that time, Vaughn just shot out of the backfield, got to the line of scrimmage real quick, and broke it up.
2nd down, we'll call it 4. Vaughn, the lone running back behind Jenkins. Landry now lines up in the backfield. Morris goes in motion. The give to Landry. The big guy. A tackle's dream to run with the football.
Yeah, that'll make his day.
Unfortunately, he looked like a tackle running with the football.
Yeah, but it did take 3 or 4 of them to bring him down. He's certainly a big boy.
Greg has done an excellent job for the English this year. This is his first year playing football, and he's been a real find for Clark Rowley. He's back again next year also. 3rd down, and we'll call it 5. Vaughn, again, the lone running back behind Jenkins. Morris goes in motion. Manzo to the near side. The give. Vaughn eludes one tackler. Looks like he picked up the first down inside the 30-yard line.
Just a real fine effort on his part. He looked like he was stopped deep in the backfield when the linebacker came up and put a hit on him, but he broke the tackle and moved it down the field.
He's not that big, but he's as solid as a rock.
Yeah,
he does an excellent job. He gets down the 27-yard line. And that time, Pat Barr was blocking up front, and he actually blocked the linebacker into Vaughn.
Right.
But he bounced off him anyway.
He showed good balance on that play.
Gilbert, Morris lined up. Manzo and Lowry to the near side. Gilbert goes in motion now. Jenkins. Quick outlet. Talaro, I believe, the big guy, lumbers down inside the 20-yard line to about the 19.
Yeah, that was a nice little screen set up to the right side, and they let the two defensive players on that side come through. Jenkins lobbed it up over the top to the right corner, and Laro took it down the field. There were some blockers out in front of him, and I thought he was going to pick up a little more than he did, but it was a fine defensive play made by Lynn Classical.
Being a Monday morning quarterback as we are, we could have said if he stayed to the outside,
yeah,
he might have picked up more yardage.
It's easy from up here.
No question. We had timeout. I think Classical, they were trying to get people in and out on defense, and they finally had to call a timeout. We want to tell you about Stat Courier Service, who's one of our sponsors. Locally owned and operated, Stat Courier Service is your local transportation service. They provide stat, regular, or next-day deliveries. Why bother with some national delivery service when you can call on Stat Courier Service? For fast, dependable service at good rates, call toll-free 1-800-541-STAT. Or locally, the number to call is 617-595-7520. That's 617-595-7520. That's Stat Courier Services, another one of our fine sponsors of Thanksgiving football on TV 13. English having everything their own way. Offensively, Classical is yet to really, they've only stopped them, I think, once when Kevin Lowry had a punt in the first half. Otherwise, they've just moved the football. And it's Gilbert off the right side. Bangs ahead close to the 15-yard line. They're going to mark it just shy of the 15-yard line. But it's enough for a first down for the Bulldogs. We'll mention also that this is Classical's homecoming. And congratulations to the Queen, Michelle Rock, and her court, senior Minerva Akers, junior Patty Kimmick, sophomore Anita Susi, and freshman Jennifer Tomasini. But congratulations to Michelle Rock, Queen on homecoming day here on Thanksgiving Day for Lynn Classical. Jenkins loses balance a little bit, stays on his feet, throws downfield. He's got Arsenal who makes the big catch.
No, he called it incomplete, John. It looked like a fumble to me.
Yeah, I thought he caught it.
Did too. Looks like he went up and got the ball. He came back down. The defender hit him, and the ball came loose.
Yeah,
we're going to get a look at it here.
I thought he had his both feet hit the ground with the football. We're going to see it here.
Yeah, Jenkins slips coming out, and he lays it up there. It's a perfect throw. Looks like he catches the ball, but maybe he didn't have control. We really couldn't see that well from up here, and the officials are right there on the play.
Morris goes in motion to the far side. Jenkins with the pitch to Vaughn, sweeping the right side. Stays in his feet, gets down close to the 5-yard line, about the 6-yard line.
Vaughn's impressing me more and more with every play he runs. He seems to turn that corner real quick, and he fires right through the line.
I got an ex-English athlete with me here, who was one of the premier softball pitchers in the area, as well as for Bridgewater, I believe. Chris Ramsey. Chris, how are you enjoying the game?
Oh, it's great. English is winning. Of course I'm going to enjoy the English is winning.
Naturally. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, good to see you.
Okay. Same to you. Gilbert, off the right side, picks up the first down and gets down to about the 2-yard line.
And it continues. The English just keep pounding away at the defensive line of Classical, and the size of the Lynn English line has really dominated this game, both sides of the ball, defense and offense.
No question. When you consider the fact that the Classical kids are maybe 185, they've got a couple of kids maybe a little bigger than that, but we're talking 230, 260, 225, 210 across the way. Gilbert ends in off the right side, loses the football, but the touchdown, he's in first. Once he breaks the plane, the play is dead, so he's in for the touchdown. Gilbert gets his second touchdown of the day, this one from 2 yards out, and the score jumps to 26-0.
Again, Lynn English just methodically brought the ball down the field after the fumble recovery back here at midfield, and just ran it right down the field, mixed in one pass play, and were very effective. When English is calling a timeout here before they go for the extra point. If it was a close ball game, John, I'd question that very much. But since the score as it is, I guess it really won't matter in the end.
I don't think it's a big decision whether you go for 1 or 2 here.
No,
the way the
not
defense
really.
is playing.
Not really, but again, there's a long way to go, and they want to do the right thing here. Just want to remind everybody that today's game is being brought to you by Stat Courier Service of Lynn, Fosse's Pizza of Lynn, Athens Fuel of Lynn, Atlantic Medical Center of Lynn, and Standard of Lynn. We thank them all.
They got things back under control here. Duran has talked to Dempsey on the sideline. Jenkins has talked to Clark Crowley on the sidelines. And a lot of planning has gone into this play, so we'll see what happens. They're going for 2.
Yeah, and they're lining up for the 2.
Gilbert, the lone running back. Morris goes in motion to the far side. Jenkins gets hit and knocked down in the backfield. We got flags all over the place. Rich Wenzel did a nice job of busting in and knocking Jenkins down before that play could develop.
I think he grabbed him by the face mask, John. I think that's going to be the penalty.
The play looked like everything was set to the right side, and Joe Manzo was the lone man out to the left side. It looked like it was either going to be Manzo or a bootleg by Jenkins for the 2 points. But
I think in the process of tackling him, yeah, that's the call, face mark.
You're right,
face
Joe.
mask. Looked like the defensive player reached up and tackling Jenkins, not on purpose or anything, but just got his hand on the face mask and brought him to the ground.
Well, when things go right, things go right, and when things go wrong, things go wrong.
I know.
And they've been nothing's been right since the opening kickoff for Lynn Classical. It's just one of those days. Jenkins.
Oh, nice play.
Nice tackle.
Very nice play.
Number 72.
72.
James Kebro.
Yeah, that's the second nice tackle I've seen him make out there. He got him right between the numbers. You're going to see it here where the quarterback hands off and Kimbrough just shoots the gap and puts him down. Very nice play.
A couple of nice plays by Kebro today on defense. And it's going to be Jimmy Smith using his foot again, kicking off. With the score now 26-0 in favor of Lynn English. Todd Gilbert tacking on his second touchdown. It's been mechanical drives by English. The first touchdown, or the second touchdown, excuse me, helped out by the big pass play to Laro. But other than that, all of the drives have been fairly distant, except for the first one that went 24 yards after the fumble on the kickoff recovery. But just methodical drive by English, kept it on the ground, pounded away, and used those big guys up front.
Yeah, and Coach Crowley is taking advantage of the personnel he has, and he's devised the game plan as such, and they're just pounding it right down the field. I think what Classical has to do, and you know, with the score as it is now, it's time to just, you know, let it all hang out and let it fly and see if they can score a couple of quick touchdowns somehow.
Smith getting set to kick off. Cox, the deep man in the middle. Johnson and Resendez, the up men. Johnson to the far side, Resendez to the near side. Bill Lemon is the short man in the middle for the Rams as Smith gets set to kick off. Bounces along the ground. Goes all the way through to Johnson, who picks up at about the 27 or 28 yard line. Looking to get to the outside. Not going to get there. Kevin Lowry does a good job. Holds onto his shirt until he gets some help. Finally gets brought down at about the 30 yard line.
Yeah, it looked like something was going to develop then, and then Lowry shot right up the gap and grabbed the hold of the shirt and pulled him down.
They mark it now at the 33 yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 the Rams at the 33 yard line. Durant, the quarterback. Lemon, the fullback. Johnson and Cox, the halfbacks. Durgan to the far side. Boyd to the near side. Johnson goes in motion. The fake. The pitch to Cox. Gets good yardage out to close to the 40 yard line. And that's one of the few times they've run that play successfully because no penetration that time by English. He was able to go down the line, draw the defense to him and pitch the ball
here he
back.
comes down the line. He tosses it a little behind Cox, which slows him down a little bit, but he still grabs hold of the ball and moves it forward for a nice gain for Classical.
Cowbell did a nice job catching that ball,
Yeah.
never mind turning it into plus yardage.
Tough catch and a nice run.
2nd down, and we'll call it 3. Cox goes in motion this time. Durant rolling down. The pitch to Johnson. Trying to get to the corner. Gordon Larrow runs him out of bounds. If he got around the corner, he had Cox downfield leading the play for him with one man to beat. But Gordon Larrow made him go a little wider than he wanted to.
Yeah, he strung it out real well, and there were 2 or 3 other English players there as well, so he couldn't cut it back up inside him, and he just chased him across the field and out of bounds.
They managed to gain about the length of the football. The ball's on the other side of the 40-yard line now, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and a long 2. They break them out. It's a tough assignment for these classical kids to hit those hustlers up front that English has. They're outweighed in some instances by 50 or 60 pounds. Durant throwing the ball downfield. Lowry picks it off, and the only thing that saved 6 points was he slipped and fell because he had only red shirts out in front of him. He was gone for a touchdown.
Yeah, he certainly was. There wasn't a classical player in front of him for 30 yards, and he just lost his footing and went down. But as it is, he made a nice interception. Here it comes now. He lobs it up there. Lowry looks, he gets it and just can't get his feet under him after he makes the catch.
It's going to be brought back anyway, so Kevin may be happy he didn't go for a touchdown because I think there's a penalty against English. It's going to give Classical the first down. It's an offside against the Bulldogs. But Lowry's done an excellent job for Clark Raleigh. He was the one that picked off the pass in the Swampscott game, brought it back where they almost pulled out the victory against Swampscott. They lost a tough 9-6 ball game. But Lowry intercepted the pass, ran it down inside the 10 to give them field position for their only touchdown. And I believe Clark told us the other day, no team has thrown a touchdown pass against this Bulldog defense all year.
And that's something. But that's a big turnaround. Instead of Lynn English having the ball, Classical picks up the first down.
1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. And everybody moves. Classical moved, English moved. I think it's going to go against Classical because the Classical lineman jumped. The English can get back if they don't make contact. And I think that's going to be the call.
Yeah, I think that's just a case of half the line was going on hut 1 and the other half was sitting there waiting for hut 2 to come.
Yeah, either that or they reacted to the Bulldog movement.
Could be.
And went to block on thinking the call was made. But anyway, it's going to be a 1st and 15 now as the ball's back at the 40-yard line. Everybody in tight. They give to Lemon. He's hitting the backfield and knocked down. John Tountis just busted in and made the big hit. He got help from his friends after that, but it was Tountis who made the big hit initially and knocked him back for a loss. Back to the 38.
Classical's going the wrong direction right now.
Yeah,
they picked up the 5-yard penalty, and now they lose a few yards here.
2nd and 17 now. Durgan flanked to the far side, near side, excuse me. Durant dropping back, looking to throw. Screens it out to Cox. Landry does a great job of getting down and making a tackle.
Oh, that's just a great play, John. That was set up well. They had 3 blockers there. The ball got there, and, you know, out of nowhere he came and came right through the 3 blockers and made the tackle and held on.
And they're back to the 28-yard line now, and things are just getting worse for the offense here.
Yeah, here you see the play. They set it up well. He floats it out there, and you can see the blockers there, and 73 for Lynn English just comes shooting through all 3 of them. I think that was a case of the Classical blockers had their back to the defender coming up, watching for the pass to come, and they should have been looking upfield trying to pick up the guy coming.
And he just got a hold of an ankle and refused to let go, and it's hard to bring Cox down one-on-one. Durant lobs the ball high in the air, incomplete. Looking for Joffrey Boyd.
And that's more or less a desperation play. There's not much else you can do when you're sitting there and you're 4th and a whole bunch, and you just get back in the pocket and heave it and hope one of your guys come down with it.
Either that or look for an interference call. Maybe they're trying to get a first down out of it because they had a long way to go. It's going to be Vaughn and Morris going back deep looking for the Durant punch. Durant standing back around his 15-yard line. Now the fake. He's looking downfield. He throws it long downfield. And now we get the call. The official who was on the play never threw a flag, and Dempsey is all the way out to the 40-yard line.
And he might just get a penalty on him for being out on the field like
And
that.
the official, and now I think you can tell when the official knows he blew a play, because any other time, if Dempsey is out that far in the field, he's going to, without question, a flag is going to come.
I think, John, there was no question on the call. It was
No.
definitely interference.
No.
The trail official was the one that eventually tossed the flag, where the field judge all the way down the field didn't make the play, but apparently he didn't feel that the man had an opportunity to catch the ball. I don't know.
And now we get the flag on the sideline. It's going to go against Dempsey.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. That's due to frustration and everything else that's gone on.
No, it really is a shame, because there's no question that the official back at the 40-yard line had to see the play, and everybody in the place saw it.
Yeah.
And it was the official who was trailing the play, as you said, John, finally threw the flag, and it came late. And Dempsey was irate, and you really can't blame him. I mean, things have not really been going his way.
No,
it's got to be frustrating, and it's
can't-
tough to control your emotions on that.
Well, it is, but the thing is, the penalty was called. I can understand him being upset at the official that didn't call it, but the flag did hit the ground, and they were going to get the
No, but I think he was out there before that, John. He was out. He had his back to the play when the flag was thrown late. He was already out to the 40-yard line after the official, and I think the ball's brought out now to the 43-yard line, and I'm waiting to see what eventually happens with this, because we got a penalty against English for interference, and we should be having a mark-off against Classical as well, but I haven't seen anything yet. They moved the stakes up and have given Classical a first down out at the 43-yard line.
I think the interference occurred down at the 45 of Lynn English, so I think what they did, rather than march it down and march it back, they just figured out what the difference would be and placed the ball.
They're doing now, they are moving
down.
it back.
Yeah.
They now signaled unsportsmanlike conduct against the bench. Now it's a dead ball foul, so it's going to be 1st and 25. The ball is at the 28-yard line. So all really Classical out of this was another. Now we have another penalty. I don't know what's happening now.
Yeah, he called a double for unsportsmanlike, I think.
I guess they must have, because now the ball's going down to the 14-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 40, I believe. And there's a referee timeout as he's coming over to the sidelines to talk to the coach, Dave Dempsey. As you see on your screen, the official is making his way over, picking up his flag and talking to Coach Dave Dempsey, explaining just what happened. So I'm not sure this is a plus for Classical.
No, I mean, they have the ball, which is the only good part about it, but they've got a long way to go to get a first down now.
I suppose English would have had it in real good field position, but now the 30 yards and penalties have really cost them dearly. The ball is down at the 14-yard line, and you can't help but be frustrated. Davis had a tough time all year with keeping people healthy, putting the same 11 people on the field every game, in and out, and nagging injuries, and the depth is not there. And it's,
you see,
it's a tough
I mean, it
assignment.
was definitely interference, and it didn't get called right away, and you can understand that.
Durant, rolling, looking to throw the football, throws it downfield. He's got Johnson, who makes the catch and gets knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
It was a nice play. They got the quarterback out on the roll, away from the pressure of the interior of the English line, turn the running back loose out in the flat and let him run up the field and turn it out of bounds.
We have to emphasize the fact that the defense is really doing a job for English. Kavanaugh, Landry, Mancini, Tountis, Gilbert at the linebacker spot, Laro at a linebacker spot, Jimmy Smith at a linebacker spot. And they've just totally shut down the Classical offense. And that's not easy to do. Cox and Johnson are two very good halfbacks. Again, Durant rolling. Again, he throws the ball downfield. It's actually intercepted, but it's going to be out of bounds. Jimmy Smith made the catch, but it's not going to count. He was out of bounds when he caught it.
Yeah, he made a nice play. It looked like Lynn English was expecting that roll to that side of the field, and they were all chasing him that way, and they flooded the whole zone, and he really didn't have an opportunity to complete it. He was fortunate that the ball was thrown in a way that the defender caught it out of bounds.
Yeah, there was a lot more pressure put on that time by the front four of English.
And again, when it's 2nd and 30 or whatever, you're gonna see that kind of pressure.
3rd down and about 1.5 miles for the Rams. Durant with the fake, gives it inside to Johnson, trying to get to the outside. He gets by one man, but John Tountis is right there. Countess doing a nice job defensively for the Bulldogs. Brings them down, and Johnson was looking like he had a lot more yardage to pick up.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to try and put a move on the defensive player, and when he did, Countess came up and made the stop from behind him. Made a nice play.
The ball's at the 26, and Klaus was going to have to kick the football away. Winding down here in the third period with 26-0, the Bulldogs on top, and the Rams just able to get nothing going on offense. Now they come out and they look like they're going to go for it.
Yeah,
and this surprises me, John, because they got an awful long way to go.
Yeah, but again, you could get an interference call. You can get anything at this point, and down 26-0, you have to really try it, I guess.
Ben Boyd takes the snap, looking downfield, gets away from one man. Now he runs with the football, gets knocked out of bounds at about the 31 or 32 yard line. He's about 20 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, he really had no opportunity to pick up the first down running the ball. He needed to throw it, but he just couldn't get free to get set to let it go. English was chasing him all over the field.
It's going to be English taking over, and the difference also in the ball game has been field position. English has had pretty good field position several times.
And that's usually determined because of the play of your defensive unit. And English has played so well defensively that they've put their offensive team in a great spot almost every time they've gotten the ball.
Jenkins, the give straight ahead to Morris, I believe. It's inside the 30 to about the 27 or 28 yard line.
And I think this is what we're going to see from English for the next period or so is, try and run the ball up the middle, take some time off the clock, and score some more points.
No question. We mentioned the fact that they only had given up 62 points. Marblehead was leading the conference and having only given up 59. Marblehead, we know, has given up 6 points at least to Swampscott. We got a score of 7-6. So English has a chance to lead the conference in defense this year. The ball's on the ground. Jenkins pulled away a little too soon that time, but I think he fell on the ball as well.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen any type of mishandling of the ball between the center and the quarterback today, which tells you how much they've worked together over the years.
The ball is down to the 27, and it shows you how things are going. Glasgow has a problem. They drop the ball. English recovers. English drops the football. Jenkins gets it, and they gain a yard.
Yeah, and that's the way things have gone today.
Third, and we'll call it 5. Jenkins with Vaughn, the lone running back. Arsenal flanked to the near side. Morris goes in motion. The pitch to Vaughn. Good job by Boyd.
Real nice tackle.
Boyd read that play all the way.
Yeah, he read it all the way. He shot the gap. Vaughn had shown some real good quickness making that same play earlier in the ball game, but Boyd came up, got a hold of him, and knocked him to the turf. Here we see the play. The pitch is out there. Vaughn's breaking loose, but here comes Boyd, and he makes a fine shoestring tackle.
The ball's all the way back. They're a yard away from the initial line of scrimmage, so it's 4th and 11. They're at the 33. Jenkins, and we'll probably see him put the ball in the air here, and we'll look for maybe for Mr. Larrow. Larrow goes in motion now to the near side. Jenkins, quick, deflected at the line of scrimmage, looking after that quick look in for Lowry. And even if he completed, I don't think he would have had the first down. Durant was bearing down on Lowry, and he was 2 or 3 yards short of the first down. So Glasgow's defense comes up strong with a big play by Boyd, knocking English back. They take over at their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, a couple of big plays in that series. Boyd made a big play in bringing down Vaughn in the backfield, and then the interior part of the defensive line for Glasgow got up high enough to knock down the pass on the last play.
Everybody in tight. Durgan flanked to the far side. Durant looking to throw the football under a lot of pressure, being chased by Gilbert. Fires the ball, done a nice job to hit Johnson at about the 40-yard line, and the official's going to throw a flag, and he may have been coerced into that one, John.
Yeah,
that may be.
yeah. You see Coach Dempsey pick up the flag and hand it to him. That was a fine play. Let's not let the penalty.
No, a great pass play, and Johnson did a good job. Durant did a nice job of running away from the pressure, completing the pass. Normally, I don't think you would have seen a flag on that play. He did hit him out of bounds, but I don't think you would normally have seen a flag on that play. I think maybe that was one for, I've heard people in the softball league say makeup call.
There's no such thing. But anyways, yeah, it could have been. It was a marginal call, but the big thing was the play that Classical made. The quarterback was under extreme pressure on running at full tilt. He made a nice pass to it right on the numbers to the receiver, and they got the penalty added on.
So they have a first down now. They're at the English 46-yard line. Johnson goes in motion. Durant gives it straight ahead to Lemon, the fullback, gets inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line.
That's one of those old rugby plays. Hand the ball to the fullback, let him go up the middle, and 18 guys are on top of him, and he drags him for 3 yards.
So the ball is at the 43-yard line, and that's going to bring to a close the third period. Stay with us.
Do you feel like your oil man is always there? The professionals at Athens Fuel specialize in repairing and replacing old furnaces with modern ones to save you money. Call Athens Fuel in Lynn, 598-5329.
For many couples today, the dream of having children remains only a dream. However, there are solutions to the many problems of infertility, such as in vitro fertilization. For more information, call Atlantic Care, the North Shore's Medical Center.
Having a baby is something you plan for all your life. Birth is the beginning of life and the beginning of the next generation. Your care during pregnancy is important to the quality of that life.
1/4 play left for the seniors, for the Rams and the Bulldogs. Durant with the give. Pitch now to Cox. Cox, stutter step, stays on his feet, powers his way. Good job by Cox to get down close to the 35. They're going to mark it, I believe, at the 36-yard line.
That was a good play. They got outside of the Lynn English defense and parted up the field about 6-7 yards or more, actually. I'm sorry. About 9 yards. Almost got the first down.
We're waiting to see if it's a first down. Now the official's blowing the whistle. Now I guess they're not going to give it to him. Cox goes in motion. Durant with the fake. Pitches it now behind Johnson. He slips and falls. And that play never got going. It was a real mix-up in the backfield that time.
No, I think what's happening is Classical tried to go with a hurry-up offense, didn't go to a huddle, went right back to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to do it again here, and the play just never got developed.
Fourth down play. Trying to keep the drive alive at the 43-yard line. Pass downfield.
Oh,
great catch by Mark Durgan. And a great job to stay in bounds as well. Durant just floated it up, and it was a great athletic play by Mark Durgan as they're down to the 21-yard line for their deepest penetration of the day.
That was just a super play by Durgan.
And again, they go with the quick hurry-up offense. They're moving the stakes for the first down. The ball is just inside the 22-yard line. They stay in the wishbone. Durgan is flanked to the near side, Boyd to the far side. Johnson in motion. The give to Lemon off the right side, gets inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, Classical's finally moving the ball, John. It's might be a little too late, but they're definitely moving the ball on this Lynn English team right now.
Again, no huddle. The pitch to Cox, trying to get to the outside. Landry shuts him off. Greg Landry doing a nice job, and we got a flag on the play for a late hit.
That's unfortunate because Landry came up, made the super play, had him going down to the turf, and in the enthusiasm of the moment, one of the English players just jumped on top.
Dempsey's out in the field again. They're having words. Grocky and Dempsey having words across the field. Dempsey's going to stick up for his players no matter what happens. And regardless of the score, he wants to make sure they're not killing people out there.
Yeah, I don't think it was that flagrant, John. I think he just jumped on right at, maybe a second or two too late. I think Dave was actually out there talking to the quarterback, telling him what to do with the next play with the hurry-up offense. With the kids as young as they are, it gets a little bit confusing out there.
Just outside the 11-yard line, a first down. Durant rolling to his left. Lofts it high in the end zone. The catch by Boyd, a great catch by Boyd in the end zone for the touchdown. He went up over the defender Kevin Lowry had excellent position defensively, and Boyd just took it away from him. Oh, rebound to the
Great play. The quarterback just got away from the pressure, threw it up high, and they came down the ball.
26-6. Glasgow gets on the board. And I'm sure they'll go for two here.
Yeah, they really have to.
They have all year anyway. Durant, they're in the wishbone. They give to Lemon. Not going to get there. He's going to be short. They turned him around to make sure the ball didn't break the plane and pushed him back. So the extra points are no good, but Glasgow gets on the board and they trail now 26-6.
Yeah. Here we see the play again. You see the quarterback coming out. Lynn English is in hot pursuit. He just lays it up real high. Boyd goes up over the defender and pulls it down. And he dropped the ball at the end, but the official rule that he did have possession, he was in the end zone, so it was declared a touchdown.
Yeah, once you break the plane with the ball, it makes no difference after that.
Yeah.
It's a touchdown. And Glasgow gets on the board 26-6.
And I think we might see an onside kick here, John. What do you think?
Well, I would expect anything now from Dave Dempsey. He's getting to be like a Coach Kenny Perrone. You never know what's going to happen. He's
Right.
fake field goals and fake punts. And
I think he's only punted actually once and 5 shots at it. But at this point in the ball game, you really have to try everything. And Lynn English really isn't looking for the onside kick there in a normal kick return formation.
that's true. If he does kick deep, it'll
Surprises
be
me.
Vaughn in the middle, Morris to the near side, and Arsenal to the far side. Laro, Gilbert, and Smith are the up men.
I see the bench of Lynn English waving their ball players up to bring them up to guard for the onside kick. They're moving up a little, but
Mark Durgan will do the kicking chores. Now we see Glasgow moving around, and it looks like the onside kick is going to come to the near side as they line up everybody on to the near side. The kick down, the ball's on the ground.
nice recovery.
Rico Mancini does a nice job for English to pounce on the football, and they bounced it around looking to get possession, and Mancini did a nice job of just falling on the ball.
Yeah, and again, the way the ball bounces, and right today it is not bouncing Glasgow's way. That ball bounced out of the first guy's hand and was laying on the ground, and Mancini came up with a nice play and fell on the ball.
The ball is just outside the 46-yard line, so it's 1st and 10, the Bulldogs. They lead now 26-6 after Glasgow, what was like a penalty-filled third quarter, punched the ball in early in the 4th quarter for their first score here at Manning Bowl. To give to Morris, not much going,
Oh, we got a
and we
problem.
got a fist fight in the middle of the field. And if you're going to do that, the last place you want to do is right in front of the official
I
wide
know,
open.
I know. The official was about 3 feet away from him. But, again, it's a frustrating situation. And, you know, the kids want to play. They want to win. They want to play hard. But you can't let your temper take over for you. You have to play the game. And it looks like both the players that were involved have left the game. I don't know if the official has ejected them or not, but they've both gone to their respective benches.
It's a tough job. I knew it was going to be one of those offsetting things, so they both just wheeled away. And what are they going to hit? They're going to hit shoulder pads and helmets
And hurt their hands.
And hurt their hands. And you know, so, but as you say, it's frustrating.
Well, it is, and these kids have put in a lot of time and a lot of work over the last year, and 2 or 3 years in some cases, and you know, this is a big game for them, and they do get enthusiastic.
Well, it's a long time coming for Lynn English. As you said, this is the first time they were 1-9 in both of Clark's years.
Yeah.
Now they turn it around, and it looks like they're going to be 7-3 after today. And for Glasgow, they're still on the road to recovery. They've got to try and get some more football players and try to keep people healthy as well. Vaughn with the pitch, trying to get to the outside, using the speed. Lemon does a nice job of just corralling him and throwing him out of bounds.
I made a nice defensive play because Vaughn showed his speed, broke it up over the left side, took it to the outside, and made a nice run out of it. Here we see the play again, and you can see the quickness that Vaughn's shown us today. He gets up on the side, he turns the corner, 44 makes a nice arm tackle and throws him out of bounds, but not before he's picked up about 8 yards.
It was like a one-hand tackle by Bill Lemon. The ball's at the 46-yard line, 3rd and a couple. Gilbert, the lone running back behind Jenkins. Gilbert gets the call, bounces off a couple of people. He gets those good, tough yardage inside for Lynn English. He's been doing it all year, as well as playing middle linebacker. He's done yeoman work for the Bulldogs and Coach Clark Crowley all year.
Really has, and just a real good, hard, tough player.
I'd like to mention, too, Clark Crowley mentioned the other night on our Thanksgiving special that we had, Gary Millay has taken over the defensive assignments for Lynn English, giving Clark Crowley a break, and Gary's done just a tremendous job, as witnessed by the fact they've only given up 62 points going into this ballgame. The ball's on the ground. Jenkins again had a little trouble with the snap as he pulled away from center. And the ball is back to the 43-yard line. So it's going to be second down.
Well, it's been such a long time since Lynn English fans have had something to be happy about on Thanksgiving that none of them appear to be leaving at this point, John. Most of the time at this point of a ball game, you see a lot of folks leaving. It doesn't appear that anybody's leaving from that sideline. They're staying and enjoying it.
That's for sure. Both the players who were involved in the little fisticuffs are back on the field, so nobody was ejected, which is good. Morris gets loose. We got a flag on the play, though. It's going to be brought back. Morris did an excellent job getting around the corner, beating a couple of defenders, but he got some help. Somebody pulled a face mask on one of the blockers, I think.
Yeah, it was either that or a hold. He definitely got the arms up around the head and brought him down.
Morris got the ball down to 31, which would have been a first down. They're just announcing the fact that you and I and a couple other people are going to vote for the first annual TV13 Fosse Pizza Kevin Weeks Trophy Company MVPs. But it's quite a most kids will not forget. Like Todd Gilbert is having a tremendous football game. He won't forget this. Greg Landry won't either.
No.
But one of the kids is going to have a really good memory. A giant-sized trophy we saw coming in that Kevin Weeks donated. We see a limousine parked down next to the refreshment stand with some Bruins tickets in the front and back seat for both kids, one from English, one from Classical. We'll get limousine to and from the game as well as the trophy. So it's an outstanding event here today for two of these kids. Again, that play snuffed in the middle, that fake pitch with the handoff, almost like a Statue of Liberty play to Gilbert. The delay doesn't work again. They're all the way back to their own 47, the Bulldog 47-yard line.
Yeah, and Lynn Classical is, we see a picture of the limo there, John, on the TV right now. That's the limo that's going to take two gentlemen, one from English and one from Classical?
Well, there'll be two of those.
That's right.
Because there'll be 4 people going to each game, 4 tickets for each player, as well as the trophy and the limousine service, so it should be quite an event for 2 of these kids. Jenkins looking downfield, throws it long and deep downfield, tipped away by Boyd, a great play.
Now, Boyd's really exhibited his athletic ability here in the second half. He made a great catch down in the end zone for a touchdown, and right there he comes by and tips the ball away.
So, as we mentioned, limousine and Bruins tickets, Boyd must have heard us. He went out there and made a great defensive play.
That's right.
Trying to get our attention. So the ball's brought back to the 47. It's going to be 4th down. And I think for only the second time in the ball game, English is going to have to kick the football away.
And Classical certainly playing them tough here in the second half.
No question.
I mean,
it's an even game here in the second half. Lowry gets the kick off. Cox is going to let it bounce. Gets away from it as the ball goes down inside the 15 or about the 12 or 13-yard line. And again, Classical not with really good field position.
No, but that one almost got blocked. Number 44 for Classical, Bill Lemon, came flying across and almost got a piece of that ball. But again, it's just one of those days where if he's another 2 inches closer, he knocks it down. They end up with great field position. Instead, the kick gets away, takes a nice Lynn English bounce, and rolls for an additional 20 yards.
So, Classical would like nothing better to maybe get a quick one. Put 6 on the board, maybe an onside kick, and make this at least respectable. English would like to shut them down to try and get a shot at being the best defensive team in the conference this season. The pitch, the pass downfield is complete to Cowbell Cox, and a little razzle-dazzle there. The pitch to Johnson, who found Cox downfield, and it's close to a first down. We'll see where they mark the football. They're going to mark it at the 22. It'll be about the length of the football short of a first down.
Here we see the pitch back to the halfback. He lobs it out to Cox. Cox brings it down and picks up a first down for Lynn Classical.
They give him the first down now as they mark the ball now down the other side of the 22, which gives them the first down. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. Durgan is flanked to the near side. Durant now goes in shotgun. The snap, the give to Cox off the right side. Falls forward inside the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
That was a little different wrinkle. They set up in the shotgun formation and handed it off to Cox coming through on the inside, and it really didn't go that far, but possibilities were there. Lynn English came up and made a nice play.
He picked up about 4 in the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. And it's awful hard to read that scoreboard the way the sun is shining on it. I don't really know how much time is left. I can't really see it. But again, they go into the shotgun with Durant, the deep man in the middle, flanked by Johnson and Cox. Takes the snap, fakes it this time, lobs the ball downfield. Durgan, and they didn't have really enough time. Durant would have liked to hold the ball a little bit longer, I think. He had to throw it a little sooner than he wanted to.
Yeah, he had to throw it soon and lob it up, and the receiver wasn't expecting it that quickly either, and he wasn't even looking up, and by the time he looked up, he couldn't pick up the ball.
He didn't really have a chance to run his pattern at all because they were on top of Durant almost by the time he got the snap. All he could do was throw it up and hope that Durgan could see it and go get it. It goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 6 at their own 26-yard line. Durant rolling, looking downfield. Lobs the ball up in the air, looking for Cox. Lowry gets a 2nd interception. Cox is going to bring him down inside the 35-yard line. But Kevin Lowry doing an excellent job, as he's done all year, back there as the safety.
Yeah, and again, you have to credit the pressure put on by the Lynn English line. Here you see it here. Goes back to pass, and here comes Lynn English. They're right in his face. He has to throw it high up over their arms, and Lowry makes a nice play coming down with the ball.
He gets his second interception, I should say. And the ball is at the 33-yard line. It's Gilbert and Morris in the backfield behind Jenkins. The give to Gilbert. Bounces it off the left side. Gets his feet taken out from under him after he gains maybe a yard.
And again, Lynn English is just trying to take the time off the clock and not make any major mistakes at this point.
The ball is at the 32, and as we said, the difference in the ball game has been field position. Second and 9, they break them out. This time it's Morris and Vaughn in the backfield. Arsenault flanked to the near side. The give to Morris, up the middle, squeezes through to about the 30-yard line, picks up a couple on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
Now we see some of the crowd starting to leave, John. I think they think this one's tucked away, and some of them are headed for the exits.
It's time for the turkey.
Yes, time to enjoy it.
You got a trip and a half for yourself. You're going to make it to all the way to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
3rd down and 7 from the 30-yard line. We'll see if they put it up or try to just run some clock off. Jenkins looking downfield. And he throws that one down about the 5-yard line, and I'm not sure that anybody could have got down there.
Yeah, I think the receiver, Lowry, got hung up at the line of scrimmage, never got out there, and the Jenkins was under a lot of pressure and couldn't really see over the defenders, didn't see where the receiver was, and just threw it where he thought he was going to be, and he never got there.
So it brings up a 4th down, 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs. Lowry flanked to the near side. Jenkins gives it, now fakes it. Looks downfield, he's got Lowry wide open. What a great catch by Lowry. He's trying to get loose. He is loose. He's going to go in for a touchdown. And a great athletic play by Kevin Lowry. A one-handed grab. That was actually was behind him. He caught the ball and ran in. There's a flag on the play.
Too bad we got a flag because that was a great play. Lowry went up, grabbed it with one hand, brought it down, and then broke the tackle and went into the end zone. Now we have a flag on the play. I don't know what it's for, but
I didn't think they had any chance in world of completing that pass. I looked and said, he's wide open, and what usually happens when they're wide open, you either overthrow or underthrow. And I said, he's not going to catch the ball. But Lowry did a great job of coming to the ball. We got a clipping call against English, so Lowry's touchdown is going to be nullified. But we'll have that on a highlight film, I'm sure.
for sure, that's just a great play, regardless of how it ended up.
The ball is back to the 22-yard line. They haven't moved the stakes yet. It gives them a first down, I believe. Now Buzzy Barton over the sidelines was signaling to the officials saying, you're going to move the stakes at the first down. They finally saw him and they move it, so it's 1st and 10.
And that's one of the nice things about Thanksgiving Day football. You see guys like Buzzy out there working the yard markers, and Buzzy was a great player for Lynn English in his day.
That's for sure. Pretty fair basketball.
Oh, yeah. He jammed it on me 1 or 2 times.
He still dabbles a little bit in the park league.
Yeah, he sure does.
The ball's at the 22. We could do interviews of a whole slew of good athletes from both sides in the stands.
Yeah, really.
Gilbert down to the 15-yard line. I see Mike Morgan down here in front of us. Not a bad athlete.
No, certainly
basketball,
not.
football, softball, baseball,
bowling. Michael does it all.
A potpourri of sports in the Morgan family.
Yeah.
Down to the 15-yard line. 2nd down, and we'll call it 3. Jenkins has got Morris and Vaughn. Vaughn gets the handoff. Johnson gets the tackle, knocks him down, but he gets close to the 10-yard line. It's going to be another first down for the Bulldogs.
And English continues to, just work on the clock. I think it's about 1:40 now, or 1:50. It's tough to see with the way the sun's shining on the scoreboard.
They're just now giving a 2-minute warning, so it's just under 2 minutes as the referee goes to both sidelines giving them the 2-minute warning.
What was that, the Anderson Award?
The Anderson Award was announced. It was Todd Gilbert, and so Todd's going to have, he may need the limousine to carry all the hardware home he's going to get, because he's also our MVP. He had an outstanding game. He scored 2 touchdowns, picked up a lot of yards. He must be close to 100 yards on the ground, and he's been in quite a few tackles from his linebacker spot as well, so he's had a great football game. We might mention also, too, that our other MVP in the first year of this event is Ben Boyd.
Yeah, number 18 for Lynn Classical, who in my opinion had one heck of a ball game.
He played an outstanding football game defensively and caught the only touchdown, and was a great play on the touchdown as well. Gilbert bangs across and goes in, and it's just as we mentioned in the announcer's name here in the stadium for the MVP, he bangs in for his 3rd touchdown.
And there you see his desire in his heart. He was stopped about 4 yards short of that touchdown, and he just kept on churning and getting it into the end zone. Here we see the play again, and there he goes. He's hit there. He just powers his way into the end zone, and that's nothing but desire and guts right there, John.
So it's 32-6. English comfortably on top, and Smith looking to add the extra point to make it 33. The snap is high. Jenkins gets it down. Smith slips and falls, and it's wide to the left, and that was doomed, I think, from the snap.
Yeah, nothing seemed to go right on that play. I was surprised that Smith even got the ball in the air.
Yeah, he looked like he was sliding into third base. So the score 32-6. Stat Courier Service, locally owned and operated. Your total transportation service. They provide stat, regular, or next day deliveries. Why bother with some national delivery service when you can call on Stat Courier Service? For fast, dependable service at good rates, call toll-free 1-800-541-STAT. or locally, your number to call is 617-595-7520. That's Stat Courier Services, another one of our fine sponsors of Thanksgiving football on TV 13.
And along with them, we have Fosse's Pizza of Lynn, Athens Fuel of Lynn, Atlantic Medical Center of Lynn, and Standard of Lynn. We thank them all again.
Again, we couldn't do it without them. They graciously take a couple of spots so we're able to show these kids on TV and showcase them and give them something. I'm sure some of these kids will tape this game when it's shown, and it'll be a memory that, win or lose, it's a memory that you can remember with this crowd and the atmosphere and everything else. It's an experience no matter how you finish. Smith kicks it high and deep. It's Johnson at about the 7 or 8 yard. Excuse me, it's Cox. Gets outside, stays in his feet. Good job by Cox staying on his feet, getting down to about the 30, 31 yard line.
I made a fine run back again, as he's done all day. He's been effective on the kick returns. It's just that they really couldn't get anything going other than that one drive early in the fourth period.
Well, you have to go back to the opening kickoff when the ball bounced in front of Cox. He never touched it. He took one of those football bounces. You never know where it's going to go. And English was able to fall on the ball, get it, and go in for the score. And you come into these games with butterflies, nervousness, and when you can score first, you get rid of those things, and it makes it much easier to play the game.
Sure does.
Some new shirts out there for English now on defense as Clark tries to get some players in the ball game. Durant goes in motion. Boyd takes the snap from shotgun. Looking to throw the football. Rolling. Still rolling. Fires it in. Knocked down. Jules Suggs makes a big defensive play for English as he knocked the ball down.
That was a nice play. Suggs got right in the line of flight of the ball and knocked it down.
We'd be remiss if we didn't mention those big guys one more time up front for English. Jason Kavanaugh, Dave Bettinger, Rico Mancini, Pat Barr, Greg Landry, John Tountis, Gordon Larrow. They've just done an outstanding job all day offensively and defensively for Clark Rowley, and he's going to be a very happy coach. 3 years to go 7-3. Last couple of years, most people wouldn't have given a plug nickel for the chances of a team going that well in a tough conference like this.
No question about it. He's developed the program real well.
Durant with the give to Cox, gets to the outside, puts a move on, stays on his feet, makes another tackle. Good job by Carvel Cox. Gets out.
There's some desire.
No question, and he's still trying, no matter what the score is, 32-6 or 6-0. He's still out there giving it 100%.
Here we see the play, and you're going to see him get hit 4 or 5 times anyways. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's still fighting for yardage. It's a real good effort by Carvel Cox.
Dan Callan finally knocked him down, but he got a first down out to the 49-yard line. And you got to remember, you got to give these kids a lot of credit. Glasgow. You look down, they've got no depth whatsoever. They've had injuries all year. They've had problems with the forfeit against Cathedral. They started off with a big win, had it taken away, and things have just gone downhill for them. But they stayed in. They hung in. Nobody leaves. They put when they don't have injuries, they put the same people out in the field. Durant winds up with the football as he's knocked down back at the 46-yard line. And it's easy when you go like even 7-3 for English. You're up and you're in games. They lost their ball games by, I think, a total of maybe 20 points. They lost the 3 games. But you got to give this classical team an awful lot of credit. I know how hard Dave Dempsey works. I know how hurting he is right now. But he's got to keep his head up. He's done a great job, and the kids have done a great job. And the thing they're lacking is just that extra couple of football players. That, when someone goes down, you have to have somebody to replace him. And they just haven't had that.
Well, the big thing is you still see the desire and them wanting to win the ball game, and they work very hard to do that. It's just that this game has not gone their way, and as they say, wait till next year.
And that stems from the coach. Great catch by Bobby Johnson. He's loose on the outside. Gets knocked down. Looked like he might be going for a touchdown.
Yeah, there's a fine play, both offensively and defensively. The defensive player just got back into the play and made the play, but that big gainer for Classical.
Alex Napoleon made the stop.
Here we see it. There's the ball thrown out into the flat. He breaks the tackle there, and 56 is chasing him down and just gets him by the old shoe tops.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Having a baby is something you plan for all your life. Birth is the beginning of life and the beginning of the next generation. Your care during pregnancy is important to the quality of that life.
Cowbell Cox looking to get to the outside. One man to beat here. Breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, stays on his feet, still on his feet. Good job by Cox to get inside the 15-yard line.
Well, he's exhibiting some of the skills that he really has.
That was the final play of the ball game, and Cox, for the day, he didn't need that many yards, and he got up quite a bit. Now we see the officials saying, no, get off the field. It's not the final play. The clock ran down. They went by the scoreboard clock, and now they've got to call everybody back and try to clear the people off the field. The officials now are trying to get everybody off. There was a little confusion. But Cowbell Cox certainly got his 1,000 yards today. He was close to it coming in, and he did a fine job here against just an overmatched English team. They were just too big up front, and they had just too much beef up front.
Yeah, and
it's awful tough.
Yeah, it sure is, but he definitely showed he can play.
No question. He is a football player, as is Bobby Johnson, as is Derek Durant. All these classical kids have shown themselves well. Bill Lemon.
And when you consider the score was 20-0 at the half, you know, they've come back and they've really put forth a strong effort here in the second half.
And again, they could have quit. They could have tucked it in.
Sure they could.
You know, we're not going to score, so we'll just go through the motions. But they didn't. They gave it everything they had. And at one point, they played 6-6 here in the second half. Cox with the carry, up the middle, stutter steps, breaks a couple of tackles, gets close to the 10-yard line. And now we get the sign that that's the final play of the ball game. So the score winds up 32-6, English's favor. But again, English, I don't think anybody loses on Thanksgiving Day. It's a good football game. The classical kids performed extremely well under a very tough situation, and they're to be commended with their toughness and their mental attitude, I think, because they had a lot going against them starting the season, and they knew coming in any kind of injuries were going to knock them down, and they hung in there very tough.
Yeah, and they did. And again, you know, it's high school football. It's friendships that are made that last for a lifetime, basically. And these kids, you know, will be friendly with each other for a long time to come. And that's what you get out of athletics in high school.
So the final score 32-6 English. We're gonna a quick wrap up. The initial kickoff recovered. Vaughn goes in for a touchdown. Jenkins added a touchdown. It was 14-0 in the end of the first period. Gilbert scored his first touchdown in the second period. It was 20-0 at halftime. Gilbert added another one in the third period, and there was a pass play in between. Gilbert added his third one in the fourth quarter. The big pass play from Durant to Boyd put them on the scoreboard, and that's the way the scoring went. We're going to take a break now. We're going to get down the field and have the presentation of the trophies and the paraphernalia to the two kids, Ben Boyd and Todd Gilbert, and talk to the coaches as well. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Having a baby is something you plan for all your life.